Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Manny, also known as Exhibit 81, and I'm here today to bring you my top 10 80s movies. You guys can follow me on Instagram at Exhibit 81, that's EXHI, the numbers 81T. You can also follow me on Facebook, subscribe to this channel, like the video, and please share it. Let's get right into it. Number 10. So, Dirty Dancing. Dirty Dancing is a movie about a girl. She's rich. She comes from a rich family, I guess. And she goes to this like place, this like some Cape Cod type of spot, falls in love with one of the dancers, who just happens to be fucking Patrick Swayze, right? He's teaching her how to dance. She don't know how to dance for shit. They fall in love. Question arises, she might be underage. The 80s were different. He ends up beaten, right? She ends up doing like this final performance, and her father highly disapproves. Then, you know, some shit happens. And then Patrick Swayze, he opens up the shirt. He lifts her up in the air. Beautiful. Dirty Dancing. I had the time of my life. Sexy, sexy movie. Plus, it made me want to be Patrick Swayze because he got swag. That Swayze swag. Coming in at number 9. Such a great 80s movie. Death Becomes Her. My daughter says Death Becomes Her. Fucking weird. It's so weird. Death Becomes Her.
Hello?
Jesus Christ, why it take you so long to answer?
I didn't have my phone on me.
Jesus. Bro, Death Becomes Her is not from the 80s. It's from 1992.
What?
Yeah.
Did you film it already?
Yeah, I filmed it. I did the whole shit and I was upstairs editing. And so I'm going to go with the original one, which was Scrooged.
Okay, yeah, Scrooge. Also, at least it was towards the end. I mean, so you don't have to.
I did a whole presentation on it, bro. Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Scrooged is my new choice. The movie Scrooged is a version of A Christmas Carol. Basically, you have this rich asshole boss. He came up in a company. He was on the come up. He forgot about the love of his life, his family, everything. 3 ghosts come and visit him. We have the ghost of Christmas past, the ghost of Christmas future, and the ghost of the present. Yeah, it's a great movie. The movie stars Bill Murray from Ghostbusters, the guy from Ghostbusters. Also, now he's dating Khalees. Scrooged is a classic. I thought Death Becomes Her was like an 80s movie. Sorry. Not Death Becomes Her. There's no her. You know what I mean? All right, this movie was the very, very first movie ever in the history of Manny, Exhibit 81, EXHI, the number 81T, that made me cry. E.T. was possibly one of the best movies that ever existed, ever. Has to do with a little kid named Elliot. Elliot is a normal ass kid from the 80s. He got Drew Barrymore as his sister. He got his mom. His mom was hot. She was like a MILF. He finds this alien. E.T. wants to go home. E.T. on home. The feds are after him. Such an adventure. Such a great, great, great movie. Spoiler alert, when E.T. goes home, that shit was tough. That shit was tough. That shit was tough. He never came back. He never came back.
Home.
E.T. Check that out. Yo, this movie is the original cop movie. Uniforms, weapons, they went after the bad guy. Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters was set in New York City. Some scientists that they investigate the paranormal. They have theories that there might actually be ghosts in this world. Through all of the research that they do, they find that there is, in fact, ghosts that live on this planet. They create a team. So there's Peter, Ray, and Egon. They are faced with the task of capturing these ghosts. Later on in the movie, they bring on Winston, who's just a regular dude. He's just a regular dude looking for a job. They bring him on. Excellent member of the team, right? Movie set in New York. There's some girl in it, Dana. They have to save her. And then there's Zool. Looks like Prince. Great, great, great movie. So fun for kids to watch. Let's go. The new one is pretty good. The new one I love. So check that one out. Ghostbusters, right here in my heart. What movie could possibly beat Ghostbusters? How about The Last Dragon. The Last Dragon is a movie that till this day I still watch. I met Bruce Leroy, believe it or not. I met him at a Comic-Con. I met him. Bruce Leroy is the man. This kid that lives in Harlem. His brother's a cool kid. He's a dancer. Bruce Leroy. He's kind of like a geek. He's into like the whole like martial arts thing, and is like, man, you corny. Like Bruce Leroy's brother Richie, he's popular. He's a cool kid. He's hip, right? Richie goes to this show where Laura Charles is the host of, who's played by the beautiful Vanity. God rest her soul. Rest in peace, Vanity. Richie's in love with Vanity. Richie's a little kid. Vanity's a grown-ass woman, and she's the host of Seventh Heaven, like this dance show. And then she sings that song, I found a place, I finally found a place for you. There's this guy that's he's like Eddie Arcadian. He's like a dick, like some fake ass mobster. You know, some shit happens in the movie. Then Bruce Leroy has to come and save Laura. Bruce Leroy's a virgin. He don't know what to do, and she's with it. Bruce Leroy's scared. Bruce Leroy's brother's like, bro, what you doing? You don't even got no moves. That movie introduced me to one of my favorite songs of all time.
When it feels like the world is on your shoulders and all of the madness.
The Last Dragon, please check that one out. That is a fucking classic. The Last Dragon. Check it out. This movie, bro. When I was younger, I had friends, but we was never like on this level. Lost Boys has to do with a family that moves to this place. I think it's in Alaska or some shit. California. I think it's like Anaheim. They have to move in with granddad. They have to restructure their life. They have to start over. The older son, he's trying to find himself. He's a teenager. He's an older teenager. He's trying to like get in with, with some people and trying to falls in love with some girl who just happens to be, they just happen to be vampires. Every night they go on the hunt, killing motherfuckers, taking them out. Him and the girl end up. So Michael ends up getting bit. Becomes a vampire, and he doesn't know what the fuck is happening to him. He has no idea. Corey Haim, he was the man in the 80s. Him and Corey Feldman, the brother's a little skeptical. Yo, Mike's acting a little weird. Just so happens though, Michael is not a bad vampire. They don't make movies like this anymore. Like that Twilight shit, it's not this. Stop. Twilight, trash. Check out The Lost Boys. Check out The Lost Boys, it's fun. Number 4, a classic. One of the funnest movies to ever exist. Beetlejuice. It's showtime. If you have not seen Beetlejuice, where have you been? Beetlejuice stars Michael Keaton. I'm Batman. Gina Davis in it. Alec Baldwin, which I found out that was Alec Baldwin. So Beetlejuice is a movie about this couple that they live in this house in a nice little rural. They live in a town away from the city. Something happens, they die. They start noticing things that are weird. They realize that they're dead. New people start moving into the house. They don't want them there. They're still coming to terms with their death. They're like, what the fuck? We're dead. So they end up finding Beetlejuice. He wants to help them out. He wants to help them get this family out of his house. They have to summon him by saying his name 3 times. He comes and he does his shit and he wrecks shit up. Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. He has this little model house thing with the whorehouse ends up, Beetlejuice is dancing. It's like, hey. Check out Beetlejuice. It's so fun to watch. It's such a fun movie. This list was really hard to make because there's so many great movies in the 80s. And how do you pick just 10? Coming in at number 3, what do you think it is? I'll wait. Coming in at number 3, The Goonies. I know. Some people think it should have been higher. Some people think lower. I've always wanted friends like this. Go run the streets with them and have adventures. Like we was playing basketball and shit in the projects, but they were looking for this ship with some gold on it. This movie's great. This movie's an adventure of between friends, and they trying to find this treasure. This movie also starred Corey Feldman. So the Goonies, they end up finding this dude. Hey, you guys! Like, there was this scene where the guy starts singing a song in Italian, and it scared the fuck out of me. I don't know why. I guess it was, like, the camera angle. Like, it was up close to his face, and he was, like, singing so, like, ah! Like, it was... The Goonies is a great movie. If you want a movie about friends coming together, that's the movie. Great movie. All right. Coming in at number 2, this movie, you knew it was coming. Coming to America. Coming to America is... It was really close. It was kind of like Yo, it's unmatched, man. Eddie Murphy in the 80s, he was the man. Beverly Hills Cop, fucking Golden Child, fucking 48 Hours. Eddie Murphy was the man. Coming to America is about this prince, Prince Hakeem. He is a man. He becomes a man. Mufasa, or his father, King Jaffe Joe, he's telling his son, yo, it's time, bro. You gotta man up. It's time to find your queen. We got you this lovely lady right here. She bad. You gotta look at her. She'll do whatever you want. Prince Hakim's like, man, Dad, I'm not really with that. I want to find my own queen, all right? I want to sow my royal oats. He's like, oh, all right, I see what you're saying. All right, so go do your thing. When you come back, you got to marry this chick. Bet? He's like, bet. They're trying to figure out where can I find a queen? Oh, look, queens. They find a chick who works at McDonald's. But it's not McDonald's, it's McDowell's. You got this guy who's like, yo, McDonald's is mad successful. I'm gonna just steal all this shit, open up my own restaurant. And he's the father from Good Times. He opens up his own restaurant called McDowell's. Eddie Murphy and Semi work at McDowell's. They go through a couple things. Eddie Murphy's trying to be humble. Semi's like, yo, this shit is trash, bro. I don't want to live in dirty ass Queens. Long story short, bing bang bing, happy ending. In Coming to America, there's so many great scenes. You got the fat dude that was like the royal something. She's your queen to be. So good. So many good scenes in that movie. That's one of those movies that whenever it's on TV, you could watch that shit whenever. You could watch Coming to America whenever. It does not matter. Coming to America, number 2. Coming to America. We've made it to number 1. The number 1 movie, Back to the Future. What can I say? What can I say about Back to the Future that has not been said a zillion times? So we have Marty McFly, who's just your everyday teenage kid. Likes to skateboard, likes to play the fucking guitar. He got a bad girlfriend. She bad. Jennifer, she bad. He's friends with some scientists. I don't even know how they friends. How are they in the same circle? I don't know. He's friends with the scientist. The scientist ends up making his own time machine out of a DeLorean. And, you know, I don't know if you guys know, the DeLorean just came back out. They just created the DeLorean again, and now it's an e-car. It's like an electric car. And it's pretty fucking sick. I'm not gonna lie. I would get it. Back in the 80s, the DeLorean was the car. Everybody wanted a DeLorean because of Back to the Future, and he just wants to explore time. But the problem is that this scientist, Doc Brown, he stole plutonium. He stole plutonium from terrorists. They end up finding him. They coming for him. Yo, you stole our plutonium? Like we looking to make a bomb from that. We coming for you, player. They blast Doc. Doc's dead. Marty's like, oh shit, Doc. He has to jump inside the DeLorean and he's trying to drive away. He's not trying to go back in time. He's trying to drive away. He ends up activating the time controls and he's blasted back to 1955. He goes back to 1955. He runs into his mom. He ends up interfering with some shit that how his dad and his mom fell in love. And then he has to change that all around. He got to fix that. And he needs Doc's help. That Doc is like, yo, there's some fucking guy here that's from the future. Long story short, there's a whole adventure there. There's a whole adventure. There's Biff. All the parts have something to do with one another. It's so good. That movie is so good. Still, I still can't believe there's people on this earth who have not seen Back to the Future. It's such a great movie. If you haven't watched it, please watch that movie. There's so many movies that should have been on this list that I dropped the ball on. But listen, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at Exhibit81. That's EXHI81T. You can also go to my website, www.exhibit81.com. Has all the links there for all my social media. You can watch these videos. That's my hub. Thank you for watching. Make sure you comment, subscribe, like, do all that. Click the bell. Bing! Click it all. Thank you. I can't thank you enough. I'll see you guys next time. I'm out.